Hello everyone, how is it going? Time for some thoughts on the overclocking settings for the RTX 3090. So I've been using RTX 3090 for like over 3 months now. I tried a couple different brands like Asus, MSI, Gigabyte, EVGA. I'm using right now the Asus Strix and the MSI Trio X. That's how my rig is now looking actually. I had it pretty much everything done. Well, I thought it was done, like since I did a new frame with 6 GPU, and then just a couple days after I ended up adding the 7th one, which is right here. I kind of improvised this addition, and I'm running a third power supply for it right now. For the other 6 I'm using 2 EVGA, one 1600 watts and the other one 1200 watts, and then for the third one now I'm using this Seasonic 1000 watts. Well, I can probably add a 8th one now because I kind of have the space in here and enough power supply for it, but at this point I'm not investing more, and also the amount of power drawn from the outlets, it's just kind of overwhelming. I'm tripping the circuit now, so my next plan will be just to add a few dedicated new power lines just for this. Okay, so back to overclocking then. Pretty much right now this is the best these are the best settings I found. Power limit, I am now running 81. So 81 power limit. Core clock 0. And memory clock plus 1300. Now, some of you may wonder why am I using core clock 0 and not minus 100 or 200 or 300 or 502, which will be the lowest. As you can you'll find like on most of the results, if you Google it, that this will be like the recommended minus 200, 300, whatever. Well, at least for the 3090s, I cannot speak for other graphic cards, but for the 3090s at least, and I believe it's for the whole 30 series, but for the 3090s, lowering the core clock doesn't really have any impact on the power drawn, since at least Ethereum doesn't use memory. Doesn't really make any difference. However, it does make a slightly difference in performance, as you can see in here. So using these settings, it sits around 122, almost 122, almost 123 mAh per second, and the power drawn, so as you can see, the power drawn is not like exactly the same. Well, I do use, however, like a few of the GPUs 80% and 81, and the other 5 actually 80, and the 2 of them 81. But even when using the same, there is like each GPU is slightly different. So you can see like one will draw 296, one 294, one 299. These are the MSI, And the Asus, they are all over 311, 312. The one that you can see with the 317 is the power limited, it is 81. The ones you see 311 or 312, the power limit is 80. So yeah, changing the core clock from 0 to minus 200, I pretty much lose 1 mAh per second. So you'll see instead of 122, it will be like 120, 121. So it does have a little impact. However, the power drawn will remain the same. So if it's like 294 right now, it's still 294 with or without the core clock. And also I did not notice any temperature increase either for the memory junction or for the GPU overall or hotspot. There's no change. If I run minus 200 clock or 0 clock or whatever, this makes no change. So my latest overclock is this one then. For most of them 80 power drawn, 80%, for a couple of them 81, and the rest the same. I used to run a 1250 memory clock in the past and minus 200. Now I'm using 0 core clock and 1300. Also, I need to mention that this is the Excavator. This is pretty much the only one that I remember, at least, that will show and will sort of make this fine adjustments, let's call them this way. If I use T-Rex or NB Miner, I don't see this fine adjustment. They're all gonna see either like 311 or 295 or whatever. They all gonna look the same. But the Excavator does this fine adjustments, and it's better. So yeah, so far after like a couple months of trying different settings, this is like the most that's working for me right now, the 80 or 81% power, core clock untouched, memory clock plus 1300. Memory junction wise, they are sitting around like 88, 94 the highest. So as you can see, GPU one, GPU one actually went to 96 right now. Normally it doesn't go higher than 94, but I usually keep a bit more air circulating, and I just close a door in here that I usually keep like a slightly open, and the indoor now it's also like slightly more, 28. Normally it's like lower than that, so that's why normally it sits at 94. Also this GPU that sits at 96 right now is the one that I did not put the bigger heatsink on. It's still running on the smaller heatsinks. Pretty much 3-4 of them, actually 1, 2, 4 of them I installed the bigger heatsinks, which are these ones. And I have a couple of them, this one and that one and this one, that runs with the smaller heatsinks. This is the one that runs at 96 actually. And the ones that I installed the bigger heatsinks are these. Some running on 92, another one on 94, another one on 92, 92, 90, another one on 96, that's the 7, the last one, 94, 96. So the one that runs at like 90, 92, 90, 92 are the one with the bigger heatsinks, the one are with the smallest one slightly higher. Still better, still much better than before. If I remove the bigger heatsinks, they'll go up to like probably with this room temperature will go to 108 right now. And also if I keep the air circulating like I normally do, it usually sits around 88, 92. Okay, so 122.83, 123.54, 123.43, 123.43. So yeah, around 122, 123 image per second with these overclock settings. If I use TRX or NB minor with these overclock settings, they'll probably go like around 124. I'll usually get 122, 123 on NB minor and TRX using slightly less overclock. Now I'm not sure if they show more but they actually do less, or the one that you are seeing is exactly the one that applies to. I'm not sure. Okay, so that's pretty much it. So again, the best overclocking settings I found so far is it 80 or 81 power depending on the GPU, core clock untouched, and 1300 plus memory. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Peace.